Welcome to the apex of sports ownership, the Apex Athletic Collective.
Say St. Louis still to this day, but
Yeah.
we're probably about, I believe, like 4.5 hours.
You guys ready to do a show or what? I know you're in the middle of a conversation
Sure.
here, but we just went live.
Oh, yeah.
I was going for the cold open. It worked, man. It worked.
That thing.
Anyway, everyone, welcome to Instigate Success. This is episode 8, geniusly titled Jerseys. We're going to talk about jerseys today along with a bunch of other ABA Instigator stuff, a lot of news to share today. Also, got our friend 2Z Designs here. Perfect episode. Thank you for coming on. Glad to have you. How you doing?
Good.
Good. So I got to ask you, we came to you several months ago and we said, hey, we're building a franchise. We want to steal that Instigators logo. Did you think we were crazy or what? What was your reaction when I reached out to you?
At first I was.
Yeah.
I heard you say ABA and I was like, God, I haven't heard the ABA in years. Didn't even know it was still going on.
Yeah.
After looking into it, I was like, we were just talking before the show. I was like, I'd rather that logo go towards something than just rot away on my tablet for ages.
Yeah. Well, we're super happy to have it. Thank you. The design is iconic already, and we haven't even played a game yet. It'll go down in history as the ABA's best logo. I can tell you that.
I agree. A little biased, but I agree.
Yeah. Same.
So before we jump into talking a lot about jerseys, I do want to just give some quick updates on things that folks have been wondering about. First, I always want to start with stadium updates, if we have them, arena, where we're playing. We do finally have an update. We verbally agreed on the terms of an arena. So we're going to be playing in the Terre Haute area. We're going to sign the official paperwork here real short. Hopefully do a press conference at the beginning of August and then jump straight into tryouts and signing a coach and all that. So it's been a long time coming. Went a lot longer than we thought it was going to. But we finally got it. It's a 1-year deal, so we have an option to stay there next year, move somewhere else if we want. My hope is it's our long-term place. We'll talk more about it. Those that are Patreon subscribers have already seen the name. We gave them the address. We gave them everything. They know where it is. They know what we're doing. So I'm really excited about that. So that was the first update. It's basically how you feeling about the gym. You've seen pictures of it. You helped scout for it. What do you think of it?
I love it, and I'm just excited to be able to get past the whole searching stage and get into actually planning the events, and just looking forward, like I've said over time and time again at this point, just looking forward to getting our first game in motion and getting that first part of the AAC history out of the way, and hopefully with the W, and just go on from there, crack our way into a championship run season 1.
Yeah.
I'm just shooting for stars at this point. But
that's right.
Might as well, right?
That's right. Just a couple other quick updates. One, as I stated earlier, August, we're going to be doing our tryouts probably on Sundays in that gym. Part of the deal that we signed was that we could hold up to 3 tryouts there this offseason. We're going to hold those. As a reminder, we can have up to 15 people on the roster, 12 dress per game, right? Each game you can only dress 12, then you have 3 reserves that can't dress if you have 15. We've seen teams roll with as few as 6 people. We don't intend to do that. We intend to have at least 12 signed on the roster at the beginning of the season, if not 15. We have some cool ideas on what that's going to look like. We'll talk about that in a later show as we get closer to the tryouts, but let me just say this, it's going to be very important for our Patreon subscribers to watch the tryouts live, because they're going to have a say in the players that we sign. So we're going to talk more about those details later, but I'm really excited about that. And then finally, the last update I wanted to give real quick is that we found out this morning what division we're going to be in. So as a reminder, before there were 8 divisions across the country. Now there are 4 regions, and within each region is 3 divisions. The red, white, and blue division. We're in the white division, which came as a little bit of a surprise, but looking at the map, it makes sense. It's going to help us with travel. A lot of the teams are in Illinois, Missouri, and then there's a team in southern Iowa, I believe. So it'll help our travel. The downside of that is we're not in the same division as the other Indiana teams, right? So we can't really put it to them division wise. So we'll have to figure out a way to. We're gonna make sure we get them on the schedule. We get 20 games. We're gonna schedule them. We're gonna beat the pants off those other Indiana teams, but you know, I don't want to say that they did it on purpose, you know, but it's quite the coincidence. But the Y division looks great, and spatially for you, that means more games towards you, right?
Yeah, and that does help us out a lot. I could definitely help us pack at least some away games. We can pack them seats. There'll be a strong Instigators fan base and some away games nowadays. But I am kind of upset. I wanted to make a couple rivalries off the bat with a couple of those teams.
Yeah,
we're just gonna have to do it out of our division now. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's no problem. We can make rivalries in and out of the division.
All right, so I'm happy.
Yeah. Yeah, so next steps we go into like schedule. So we'll start working on scheduling. Balls are coming in at the end of the month. Jerseys, so the vote will start. So now we're like officially, like I'm marking it today. We moved out of off-season mode and into preseason mode. We are actively planning. You know, by the end of next month, we should have a coach. We should have most of a roster, and we should have a schedule by the end of August. So like we're just like cruising right along. Hopefully, we can get some preseason games going in September and October. And then, you know, the ABA is already announced starting in March. They put out the dates this week of exactly when the playoffs will start and when the Final Four is. So like all of a sudden, we got like real stuff happening, and I'm nervous and excited all at the same time.
That's another reason I really want to make a run. It's those are like the two areas I've lived my entire life. It's literally Mobile, Alabama, and St. Louis area, whatever they're going to be calling where they're at the moment. But so we've got a solid away base, is what I'll say. It's just really wanted to put it on them, man. Really wanted to.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you know, we'll figure it out, man. I'm telling you. The Hickory Cup 2024, I'm calling it. We're playing for it. We're doing a tournament at the Hoosier Gym. Let's figure it out.
Yeah,
you know, maybe what we can do now that we're in I'm throwing this out now. I'd like to do this. Susie, I want your opinion on this. As a viewer of our show, maybe we should start bringing in the owners of some of those white division teams on this show leading up to the season and introduce them to our fans so we can decide which ones we hate the most. Susie, would you watch that?
That was great. It was like really, really, really nice, and then I was fine. We hate.
Yeah, it's all right. We'll edit it and post. Yeah.
We got to get at least one of those live every time, or just get in the episode contractually. It's just part of our thing. But
well, I think it'd be fun. I think it's something we should think about doing. But anyway, tonight we want to talk mostly about jerseys. That's what we got Tuesday on. The design guru that we all know and love, who designs every single logo you've ever loved, and the FCF Discord has been designed by one man. Don't tell King Ka I said that because he loves that Apes logo. So we want to break down a little bit what I thought would be fun. I didn't tell you I was going to do this. I didn't tell Spacely, but like, walk us through your like creative process for designing a logo. Like, someone says, "Hey, we want a team called the Instigators." How do you even begin to think of what a logo would look like for that?
Great question. I had my first going back to like FCF.
Yeah.
First one I ever did that got me into it. I had one guy send me literally a file with probably like 300 Gundam like mech heads.
Yeah.
Because they were in that Aoki group.
Uh-huh.
And that was a nice start. That was nice to have just the whole start given to me, and then they gave me free reign. I have other people when they come to me with an idea, I normally like to give them a couple options, and the freer reign they give me, the better.
Yeah.
For it. A lot of times when you get people that want something so super specific, there's no creative process with it, and that kind of sucks. But, I like to work together and just kind of try to make sure we kind of bring that vision to life.
Yeah.
But start to finish, it starts out freaking ugly. I mean, my sketches are as ugly as they can get. I posted a couple of them in that FCF Discord before of where they start, but as you do kind of layer after layer after layer after layer of redos on it, it kind of starts to come to life after that. So
yeah,
That's awesome.
that's cool. What's the best logo you've ever designed in your opinion? Besides ours, can't pick ours.
I was about to say the Instigators up there.
It's super up there, yeah.
I love the 8-Oki.
Yeah.
That one's like near and dear.
Yeah, that's a cool logo. They should have been the 888s and heartbreaks, but you know, it is what it is.
Hey, I appreciate it, but no, that one was cool. I love Steve Aoki too, so that was kind of
cool.
I'm trying to think of the other one. I did a logo for Chris Bosch for a basketball camp.
Yeah.
And I think that was the most time I've ever spent on a logo. So that was kind of a labor of love on that one.
But that's cool. Have you tried to design any jerseys? That's a big competition we got going on now. Ever try to design some uniforms?
I've done one. I've designed our uniforms for our beer league softball team one year.
Yeah.
So I've done those. I want to try to get one in for the this team, but I have not had a chance yet. I've been slammed. But
hey, you got 16 days, 17 days, whatever it is. You got plenty of time.
Hey, that's plenty.
How does the process for like uniforms? How's that different for you than logos?
Uniform. So with those like sublimated or whatever the sublimation form that they use to make those jerseys now, I mean, you can go hog wild on them. Yeah. I mean, you could literally. It used to be like you had to be very kind of block things off and keep it kind of basic, and now it's just, oh, you want a nuclear explosion in the background of your jersey? Throw it in there. Like, but I'm a big fan of making like the numbers and the name pop.
Yeah.
I like to keep it a little cleaner.
Yeah.
Than a lot of those really kind of crazy jerseys nowadays.
Yeah.
Like I got my Michigan jersey on. Like, give me just flat blue with some yellow. I'm good with it. Like. So.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Although saying nuclear explosion in the back, I'm kind of like, wait.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense for us, but I want it anyway. Maybe if we create the fire bunny someday. What are like? So here's the thing. I suck at designing everything. Like, suck at it. Like, even worse than Space Lane. You saw the jerseys he put in there, right? And like, I'm just and so I can look at a jersey and be like, or a uniform and be like, God, that is ugly. But I can never like figure out why. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're just like, I don't know why, but this just does not. I'm a Yankees fan, so give me gray and blue and we'll be happy. And you know, a patch or no patch, who cares? You know, they're making money.
That's the ugliest jersey in sports.
Shoot.
What? What? Besides
the Cardinals jersey, maybe.
Cardinals jersey, probably one of the best. I was just thinking that in my head. Honestly. Anyway, sorry.
But do you have some like good rules that some of our folks should avoid or lean into when they're making these jerseys? Like, what tips can you have to say, hey, this will absolutely be ugly if you do it?
Be careful with neon.
Oh.
Any neon color.
Good
Some
point.
of those, like everyone sees like Oregon do it and thinks it's going to look great, and you end up. I don't know if you ever saw those Michigan State lime green jerseys they did, but that's what happens when you don't know how to do neon.
You know, I don't think you were in the community yet at that point in the server, but I believe that was actually our second place vote. Was they wanted to do Miami Vice theme, and I was like, please.
Hey, no, Miami Vice is clean. Yeah. No matter what it is, Miami Vice is.
But it is, but I don't see it.
You gotta be careful with it.
There's like that red and gold, that palette, it's just perfect for the logo. You know, it just pops. And
you gotta be very limited. You gotta be careful with neon, how much you use. There's too many people that'll just throw a flat highlighter yellow jersey out there or something.
No.
Not for me.
Colors in general, one of the things I see too often. This is really lame. I'm going to tell you anyway. So I play on a men's baseball team. It's one bat, right? And we went through a rebrand this year, in our second year. We went from the Pirates, which was like lame, to the Penguins, which is not lame, right? And so we were trying to like design jerseys for this team, and we were struggling because we were like trying to put 700 colors in this thing. You know, we're like, okay, we need blue and we need pink and we need green and, you know, all these colors. And so I see that mistake a lot too, right? Is just adding in like, oh man, this color would be cool. Let's add it in somewhere. And so we ended up with like white, blue, and pink. Those were the 3 colors. And like, don't worry, they look amazing. They're pinstriped.
Hey, as long as it looks good.
But I see that often. So, you know, I don't like those game shows where like, you know, America's Got Talent or whatever, where you have the 3 judges talking about like people's skills. But I'm going to make an exception tonight. I've been thinking about this. So one of the things that Spacely and I committed to, right, is that like, obviously we're going to leave this up to the community. You know, there was some, in other leagues where they leave things up to the community, there was some, a little bit of controversy about owners getting in the way of what, you know, the fans wanted when it came to branding. We don't want to do that, but we do still want a little bit of influence. So we came up with this idea that we would, the founders, the 4 of us together, would rank the jerseys. We would seed them and then do a like March Madness style tournament where they take each other on. Nice. So what we want to do tonight, we're halfway through with tonight's show. I thought we could like go through the jerseys and critique them a little bit and give our initial thoughts on what we're seeing to kind of help guide folks going into the second half of the competition. So Tuesday, I was wondering if you could help us with that. I know you're not a founder, but we really would appreciate your opinion on this.
I would love it.
Awesome. So I'm gonna turn them on now. Quick transition. Woo, fun. All right. Can you guys see this?
Nope.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be hard then. Pull up the Discord. Go to the thread.
Okay.
I'll tell you which one we're looking at so you can see it. The viewers can see it. Right now, all they see is our logo because it's baller, and I'm going to show it every chance you get.
Submission thread?
Yeah.
Which one?
The jersey thread. It's on. If you go to the Instigators General, it's the pin thread.
Oh, gotcha.
All right, you guys ready?
I'm almost there.
All right. Meanwhile, while they're doing this, keep in mind, y'all, you got until the end of the day on the 31st, midnight on the 31st, get it in. After that, we're closing the thread, we're stealing all the jerseys, and we're going to start seeding. So get yours in. Spacely said this, I'm going to make it official. He suggested this. Someone said, what do I get if my jersey wins? And remember, we're picking 2 jerseys. We've got to have home and away, right? So 2 jerseys. I think we just give the winners a copy of their jersey when we're ordering jerseys. What do you think, Spacely?
At least the home jersey. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, at least the home jersey. We'll see.
We'll see how good they are first. We gotta get through that stage first.
No, you'll get your jersey. If your jersey wins, you're getting it. Free. That's it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the first one. It is yellow. It's at the top of the thread. One of the first ones submitted. This, I think, is, can you remind me who submitted this? A Mad Villainy, is that right? Yeah. What do y'all think of this yellow and red? First of all, I'll say it is off the wall. It's the only yellow jersey we've seen. Right? What do y'all think?
I'll let Tuesday take the floor first.
So, I am a fan of the gradient kind of in the background. Yeah. I like the base of the jersey. I don't know how I feel about the numbers. And I shrink that logo just a little bit.
Yeah, I think the font is just the only thing really throwing me off, and I guess resize the logo a bit looking at it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep my eyes off of everything just so we can do this live. So this is complete live reaction. Other than that, you know, it looks like he spilled some mustard on the damn jersey, and just, no, it's clean. It just needs a bit touch up, but that can come at the end of the phase whenever we get everything situated. You know,
I agree with Tuesday. I don't like the font, especially on the numbers and the like name. And Hoosier State, it looks okay, but obviously you want them all to match. But it really stands out to me under the name. A couple things I do like. I do like the idea of thinking outside the box with the yellow jersey. We haven't seen, like I said, we haven't seen that. It stands out because of that. I like that they used Hoosier State in there. A lot of folks, as we'll see later, like either don't have anything or they go lean hard on Instigators, which is cool. But I like the Hoosier State on there. You know, I don't know about the gradient. It's fine. It's, you know, I don't know what cubes have to do with the Instigators, but I think it's a good start, right? So, all right, let's move. And clearly, this is meant to be an away jersey, right? Most of them aren't labeled. Some folks labeled them. This is an away jersey or an alternate jersey. By the way, Tuesday, I gotta ask you before we move on. Have you seen the Apex Instigators logo that we use?
Yes.
It looks a lot like yours, but it has the Apex logo in it. Yeah. How do you feel about that?
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
It took me a second. The first time I saw it, I was like, wait, something's wrong. It took me a minute to realize.
Yeah. I tried to make it subtle. I was working. I was going to do the eyeball, and I was like, that's just too much. So I was like, man, yeah, we're going to toss it in there.
That's funny.
I like it.
All right, let's move on to the next one. It's the home jersey, the same thing but red. What do y'all think of the red?
I'm gonna say, look, I like the gradient doesn't. Again, I kind of like how you said like it doesn't fit like the theme kind of it. But I do. I mean, it looks good at least.
I really like the red, and at least just the colorway, that the trim, the collar trim, the arm trims. That yellow it complements the red for sure. That catches my eye. I really like that one. It kind of makes up for the font. Really looking at that, I don't know if the yellow just makes the font stand out more to me to pick at or not. It needs changed for sure. The font needs to be at least.
I think you throw the official font on there. I think it's fine.
I was just thinking the same thing. Yeah, at least do the official font with that. Maybe even the the smaller version of the logo with the font that in that version, that would look clean. So yeah, it's I would say it's about 80% there.
Is the name on the bottom of on the jersey, is that a normal thing or is that a creative choice there?
Creative choice for sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
You see it more in like European leagues, I want to say, right?
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking
the names at the bottom of the jersey.
Got like 800 sponsors and stuff on the jerseys.
Yeah, which we will have some. Don't get me wrong. But yeah.
I like that red and yellow though. That is
I'm the complete opposite. I hate that red. Like when I think, so like we're Hoosier State, we're playing in Indiana. I really think of like the Hoosiers darker red, similar to like the top of the logo of the Instigator. Like the Firehouse looking red for me, like doesn't do it. It just like looks too McDonald's. I can't unsee that. And so I prefer a darker red, but that's just me. But I think I like the red variant better than the yellow variant, though.
Yeah, I think we're in the same boat on that. You know what I'm doing is I'm trying to pick apart right now, just so I could dog the hell out of mine that's coming up because I know it's coming up. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just being picky for that purpose alone, literally.
Hey, we got you on that. Don't worry. I'm gonna dog the hell out of yours. I've been taking notes. I got 10 pages over here. I'm gonna roast it.
Me too.
Let's look at the next one. Scrolling down, here it is. Black with the one. So basically, you have the orange here. You're here, so you can tell me. You can explain your design choices in ways that others can't. What the hell is going on the side and on the collar?
So if you peek the side and the collar, that is actually our Apex logo. Is patterned into patterns of arrows that point this left and right, and then up and down, basically, on the collar. And it's just a fun way. It ain't actually, once I got done with this, I realized that all I needed to do at the end of it was rotate about 90 degrees, and that was the pattern I was actually chasing that whole time. But I just started playing around with the logo a couple times and just messing with it, and started to wonder what it would look like as a trim, and that's where we ended up going with that part. As it's up to the community to pick. That's why I just tossed it out there, but I wasn't wasn't really a big fan of it in the collar end, I'll tell you that much. So I tried to take a little bit of distraction away and put some sponsor areas in there and things like that. But I do like the colorway as in terms of like the black being there with the red and the white. Just specifically, I don't know if that comes probably down to hometown ties again. Just my jerseys colors I've had my entire life, basically black, red, white. So really, it was just noticed that it started to make a pattern, and I tossed the pattern in there. That was about it. But I really like the back end of it all. You know, take away the trim and the collar. We could probably go and do something more plain, and that would pop a lot more, I think. Like looking at it right now. I don't know if we do a yellow or do maybe just like a slider gray or red. Yeah. But the trim ain't gonna win it, I'll be honest. But I wanted to do something where we had the ABA logo, the Instigators logo, and the AAC logo, and that's what this edition is right there.
I'll give you points for that. I didn't realize it until you mentioned it, but now I see it, and it's kind of clever. I think you're right. It's too busy in the collar. In particular. Maybe on the sides it's okay. But it's super busy. I like, you know how I am. I want the Apex logo on everything because all of our teams are kind of a commercial for the company that like we're trying to run in the way we're trying to do business. So I like trying to get it in there. I like the ABA logo on the inside. I think that looks clean and as hell. I like the sponsor slots because we're gonna need them, and so you might as well have them on the jersey so folks know where they go. And so the number down in the bottom left where they tuck in their shirt, I don't know about. But
that's where I was at with that too. Yeah, I wasn't sure how we'd be doing that, but.
All right, let's turn it over to the master. 2Z, what do you think of this jersey? This ugly jersey.
I wanted to hate the trim, and I don't hate the trim anymore. I like that. The spacing in the trim a little bit. The thick areas are perfect. There's some areas where it gets like super thin, and that's throwing me off a little bit. I think if you just took time and like spaced it out, I think it would look super clean.
Yeah.
Spot on with the collar, goes solid. I like if they're gonna have untucked shirts, I love the number in the bottom. The font I like better with the name on the back and everything, especially with how big it is. I dig that. I normally don't like last names on the bottom, but I really like that font. So
I won't say which team I took that from, but we took that from a NBA team. I won't say which team, so they can't come to me. But
we were inspired by it. We didn't take it. We were inspired.
Yeah, it's public domain, but it's very similar to. I'll put it that way. I'm able to use
have the sponsor patches and stuff on there too. Is dope. I mean, that's nice, especially if you're going to showcase it to some people. Like, I also just think just black.
Yeah.
Really, I think is going to work really well if that's like a primary, like base color for the jerseys.
What would you like? Now that I got you right here, what would you change the arm trim and the collar to? Because that is, now that I look at it, not the side trim, like you said, probably going to space that out a bit, but the arm trim and the collar are kind of bugging me now that I'm looking at it. It's just
I would just do that solid like dark red.
Okay, we can make that happen.
Keep the side panel. I would keep the side panel. I like the design. I like the pattern of it. But yeah, I would just solid up the arms and the collar.
All right, that'll be my revision. That's what I'll do with that for sure. So
I like the number too. I would actually just move the number up so it's like in the rib area, and keep it on the front. But yeah, put it in like the rib area, like up here, so that when it's tucked in, like you can still see it, but I'd keep it there. I know I've seen some jerseys like that. It might look good there.
Yeah, we could test a bunch of different options out with that for sure. Are we going to do the away, or are we going on to the next?
Oh no, we're going to the away.
I was going to say I really like the away now.
Also, I agree with 2Z. I'm usually not a fan of like black jerseys, but the ones I've seen that are out there look pretty good. Like I'm considering a black jersey now because
technically
design.
Technically, it's just a very, very dark gray. I try to stay away from being black because I'm not really a fan of black jerseys also, but it's very close to being black jersey. I would put it like that. I mean, it's just a few color codes away. Like, it's right there. But anyways.
All right, let's move on to the white version, the away version. I think the collar looks even worse here.
Really?
To be honest with you. But
fair.
otherwise, same kind of critiques, you know. But I think I like the black version better than the white version, but the white version also works as well. Again, I just like it's too much for me with a white pattern or with a white background. It's too much of that bright red and really like screams McDonald's.
It's busy.
Yeah, it's very busy. I think that's what's bugging me about the arm trim and the collar. Looking at it, giving it time to actually, because I just threw it together, put it out, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not the best. I'll rank that probably. We're doing top Sweet 16, or what are we doing?
I don't know. How many we have? I don't know yet. We already have like a dozen or so. So we have a good number. But this one's towards the bottom for me. It's not at the bottom. There's some that are worse. We'll get to. But this one's pretty. That collar just like weirds me out. I can't get over it. Like I can't move my eyes off of it, and I hate it.
You got 50-50 because I got that black one towards the top and that white one towards the bottom.
Yeah, I agree.
See, look, coming into it right before we actually looked at it, this one, I like this one actually more than the black one, and now it's completely opposite. Yeah, except for that arm trim and the collar. That's really bugging the hell out of me looking at it now. Like really, but I don't know. I like the trim, the red background on the trim. I think matches more on the light, on like the away on the lighter side than it does with the black. Well, I did, and now it's completely flipped over. You know, I could see it fitting the black one better than I actually. I don't know about the little gray one. Looking at it.
Hey, I'd say that pattern to use on everything though.
Yeah, I know. I'm working on it. It's not
all your graphics and stuff. Like,
I wanted something that was like similar to gator skin, but not gator skin. You know, and that's where I was kind of going with that. But I got a little bit of tweaking to do with that as well. Now that I'm looking at it.
Honestly, like I hated that until you told me what it was, and I actually looked at it, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's clever! It's really clever." So I enjoy it.
It's gonna be dope once it's situated. It's skeleton version right now. We'll get it together though. That's my take on it. I think it's absolutely dog shit. I'm glad we all came to that consensus.
Derivative, yeah. Next. All right, so the next one is this red and yellow one, a little bit darker red. Says Spized at the top. You guys see that one? 90 has 99 as the number.
yeah.
Who designed this one? Remind me, is it Waleb?
Yeah, this is Waleb. This was his first submission. He's made a couple.
Very European, like.
Yes. I like the smaller logo.
I kind of like the muscle shirt version. Do they have like do you guys have to use a certain like tank top design?
No, it's open. It's open as long as it's sleeveless. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I feel about the muscle. I kind of like the muscle shirt look.
I like the trim. The trim is the most fire part to me about this. Everything else is just kind of, just, I don't know. Not plain. I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for, but
it's definitely simple, right? Like it's not too busy. It's a traditional. It looks like a traditional basketball jersey in muscle shirt form, which is not a bad thing. I like the smaller logo. I like that he went with the white outlined logo. It's a small touch, but I think it makes the logo stand out a little more. So I'm a big fan of that. It does feel a little McDonald's All-American to me. I want to avoid that. I'm going to keep saying it over and over again, but overall, I think it looks good.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that one. That one's, for it being simple, it's simple as but clean, and that's what you want to go for when you're going simple, so I like that.
Now let's go for something completely different here with Waleb. The Swish men's basketball jersey. It's got the honeycomb across the middle with the black Apex logo. What do y'all think of this?
That's actually Jack's.
Oh, my bad.
I'll let 2Z take the floor on this one. We're gonna pass off all the hard stuff. We're gonna give to you first.
I'm trying to see. I think it's like a 3-stripe down the sides. And then
okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so,
I'm over here.
I like the white lettering on the back.
Yeah.
Especially if it's going to be like a darker maroon jersey. I would also put match the color for the Apex logo for the jersey.
Mm-hmm.
For the front. The honeycomb, I would almost rather, if you're going to run it across the side like that, is crank it up size-wise and thickness-wise a little bit. Because you kind of just lose it. It's like those lines are so thin, so small, it just kind of blends a little bit, which maybe that's what they were going for. Or just take that hexagon pattern down the side.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see it being trim. I don't not necessarily against it, but I just don't see the what's the word I'm looking for? That word. Yeah, I don't see the correlation between the honeycombs with the Instigators. That's one thing that just kind of throws me off on that necessarily. But I could still see it working as, like you said, like a side trim type deal, a little bit more. Even if you moved it down to the bottom and just had it kind of fading that gradient up on it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that. For sure.
Just kind of in the middle, it just kind of gets lost. I feel like.
Yeah, I like that idea a lot. I've seen so many logos. This is just me. I see so many logos or jerseys with the logo on the front. I haven't seen a ton, and maybe we'll get there with some of these, but with just the words across the front, I feel like that could be something that works really well. Bonus points for putting the Apex logo on the jersey. I love that. We call that corporate synergy. Love that a lot. The honeycomb throws me off as well. I'm not sure about it. Not sure about the gold trim versus the yellow that matches. Maybe it's just the screen, but I don't know.
That's what I was wondering. I've had some pop up that are a little more gold and some that are real nice yellow. But
yeah, and for those that are wondering, I think you put in the hex codes, right? It's basically for the official colors in the logo. So folks can steal those if they want it to match exactly, which I think is great and super important as we go along. All right, let's look at these. Let's move on to the. Go ahead. Oh, okay. The black and red is the next one we're talking about. It's got the red lines that are kind of waving across the bottom. I'm going to start with this one. Who designed this one again? Help me out. Waleb? This
one is Waleb.
Yeah. So again, using the white logo, much smaller, having Instigators across the front. The only change I would really make to this, I think it's a sharp jersey. I love the red. The only thing I would change about it is I'd have it say Hoosier State across the front. That's the only change I would make. This to me is a really fly jersey. This is probably the top one for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's my favorite so far.
Yeah, I think so too.
Especially that black. The black one looks really nice. Only thing I would change on it is I would mess with the fonts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with it saying Instigators or Hoosier State.
Yeah.
Right now, I think it's just in a basic Arial font right now. So I would just update that a little bit, make it look a little more sharp. But I like both of them.
Yeah, that's definitely up there at the top for me too. Like you said, only other maybe this is just a lot of my takeaways are coming, we've done design work for years and years, so there's certain things that I just don't know what that file is, the way, the pattern. I don't know how high resolution that'd come off printing wise. So I definitely want to see that first of all, see how big that is, how much higher he had to upscale it and everything like that to get it like that. Because if not, I mean, we could go through and remake it. You know what I mean? It's just be nice to not have to one of those deals, But I think right now, that's probably my number one at the moment. Both the white and the black, those are fire.
I just I would never put done the logo and number in the top like that. I would never think to do that, but I'm not argue with how it looks.
Yeah, it's clean.
Yeah, I just pulled up the white one for folks. That's a good looking jersey as well. I'm not sure because of the screen if the red on the bottom matches the red around the top. So I assume it does, but it doesn't look like it does. But it could just be my screen. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know, dude. This one's pretty clean too.
Yeah.
I'm going ahead of the.
You guys have the white and red one from the back with the arrows down the side. Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah.
Who created this one again? Is this Whaleb again?
Yep.
Tell me it's not. Really clean jersey.
He putting in work. Oh man, yeah, I like that one.
The one he did earlier, are these the same arrows?
Yeah, that was the same arrows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. It's clean. I
like the font a lot better on this one. It's got some character to it as opposed to clip arty.
Yeah, I could see it definitely. If not necessarily the game jersey, I could see them wearing that practice jerseys all day. That's clean.
Yeah.
We have to get into that.
Just from the front, I think it might need just a little something, even if it's just color in the collar and the arms.
Mm-hmm.
Just give it a little bit more from the front. I love the side. I like the sides of it and everything and how those line up.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's up there too. I would say it's somewhere in the middle of the pack. It's not at the bottom. I'll put it that way for sure.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Orange and red.
It's another way of going. Man, I'm telling you, he's trying. He's gonna probably be the winner just off of quantity alone.
He's definitely hitting the numbers.
I like this one if if we get a little bit more detailed with the gradient, make it more based around the color theme of the logo itself. Go a little darker red to a bolder yellow instead of lighter red to orange. I like that one though. I like it. It's clean. Definitely font change. I hate that cartoonish. Back in the day, I could tell you exactly what font name that is because I've used it on freaking so many 2005 mixtape designs that I've done throughout the years. So I can't tell you what it's called right now, but I just
one the font. I would honestly do the font, the numbers and the font, everything in a white.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it gets lost. I don't know. I just think it gets lost. It looks kind of out of place with it a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't mind the red to yellow, just like you said earlier, darker red, bolder yellow, scrunch out the orange a little bit more, and I would ditch the side stripes.
Yeah,
I like the idea of the gradient and putting the pattern behind it and stuff. His head's in the right place.
Yeah.
Yes. I like that part too. I'm not sure about that specific design for the gradient, but I do like the gradient jerseys that we've seen so far. This one again is McDonald's All-American for me. That's all I see when I see it. But
just to kind of go off topic, on topic, but off of the show schedule, I guess. He put one of my designs got to win, right? I mean, technically, you got 99% of the submissions. Oh, man.
Real quick, we won't spend a ton of time on this one, but what about the red and white version of that same jersey? What do y'all think of that? Better or worse?
Cleaner. I like that one a little bit. Definitely. Sorry.
When you're submitting your things, match your colors of your font on the front and back.
Yeah.
My only thing. But I still like, again, I like the gradient idea and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd rather see the black on the front and the back.
Yeah, I think black would definitely make that pop a little more if it was that number that left the chest area. Kind of just.
Yeah. All right,
I think.
Let's move on to the next one. We got like 10 minutes left of the show. We got a million of these. All right, now we move into Marker Mayhem with Big Papa. We got what he calls what I love about Papa submissions, they all have titles, so you can remember it, right? But let's talk about the Pantsum uniform. I want to hear what you all think of this.
I've been waiting for someone to do. I've been waiting for the stripes.
Yes.
Now, like when I think Indiana, anything in Indiana, I immediately think the red and white stripes. So I was just waiting for someone to throw it in there.
Yeah, I think
I give big props to him for marketing, for hand drawn and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at it, like you guys said, it's it's a marker drawing. He's got me sold with the stripes simply just because of what you just brought up, man. You think about the Hoosiers warm ups, and it's always been that red and white stripe, and I could get down with that just due to that. Wouldn't be against it at all.
As long as we're the only Indiana team that does the stripes,
I think we would be. So
yeah.
I haven't seen the other team, but I know the one we were aiming at playing the most. I don't think they do it. I think they're purple and white. They know who they are now, so.
I like it a lot. This is probably like the closest in my mind of what I was picturing us wearing, because I like the Hoosier inspiration a lot. I like the striped shorts. Bonus points for having shorts on here. Everyone else designed jerseys. Big Papa's like, I'm going to hand draw this, and I'm going shorts as well, so you can see the whole look. Again, like the main yellow, depending on what the yellow looks like, could be a winner for me. I like that. It's a brighter color, gets more attention. But man, those stripes, I'm a big fan. This is probably my second favorite one that we've seen. Let's move on to the next one. Let's see what we got here. Oh, this is the scales. I guess they're supposed to be scales. I don't know what those are. Running down the front. There's a lot of red. Different gradients of it. Which is interesting that I feel like I can see those better than I can see the numbers and the letters in some of the previous ones, which threw me off a little bit. But I like the fade to black as well. So I don't know. What do you guys think of this one?
I give him big props for getting through that entire thing and not letting his scales change size or anything. Yeah. That's not bad. I like the idea. I like that it's themed to the Instigators. I feel like we haven't had a whole lot like making that connection with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a fan of that. I'm also a fan of the yellow waistband.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna be a bit biased because I remember when we very, very first started talking about the Instigators all together, and I came up with a jersey template at that time, and it's faded from black to dark red with the scales kind of overlaid in the background in no sense. So that caught my attention very first time he did it, and I was like, yep, that's fire. so we could definitely make that happen. I just don't know if that's snake scales or if that's gator scales, so we'll have to figure that part out, though. But
I got a friend that knows their animals pretty well. We'll consult with them before we do it. Honestly, I want to hate this one, but it's okay. It's an okay.
That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next one. Another Papa, the scales uniform. I think that's brown or gold with yellow.
I thought that was what we were on. Oh, crap.
Yep, go one more forward.
Okay. All right. I see it.
Wayla?
Yeah, Layla, the one with the like the ornament type pattern. I'm guessing. I don't know what you call that, but that's fire.
Yeah.
A little bit of revision. Oh,
Yeah.
I am.
He just flipped on us.
I like the subtle black around the arms and down the side. I think that makes it look good.
Yeah, he did. I think this one might be my leader right now.
Oh wow, that's high praise.
I would mess with the inside of the scale potentially a little bit, depending on if that currently means anything or has any meaning or connection behind it. But the black to red and then putting the same shade red for the font actually works pretty well. I don't know how it would read in real life, but I kind of really like it on this. See, if you look at like the top at his name on the back, I think that's where it can get a little messy with it. So I might mess around with changing that color, changing that font color to white for like the numbers and the name, and just really make it pop on there. But everything else about it, I really like.
Yeah, I think it's a cool jersey. I like the muscle shirts again. I think those look cool. So that's cool. Let's move along. I think the next one's a Papa Pansum again, or is this the same one or a different one? I can't tell. It's not the same one because there's less notes.
Yeah. I get a lot more Ronald McDonald from this one.
Yeah. The other one was better, Papa. This one's a dud. What about the Chomping Champs and the red? Let's talk about that one. It's the next, it's got the gold chain with the one on it.
You know, I'm not the biggest fan of the chain. However, on the shorts, doing the Instigators down the side, I think I could be a fan of that.
Yeah, I like that a lot too. The Instigators on the side stood out to me. I liked the striped collar on this jersey, the idea behind it, just because everything else is so plain. It's nice to have a little deviation there. I don't know about I like the gold chain and concept. I don't know about it on the jersey though. But with the number in it, maybe. But then, are you wearing a gold chain that says like you're number 32? And so then you're not that great. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. That's what I worry about. But yeah, that's an interesting one. Same with the white version. I think the white version looks better, honestly. But I like the Instigators down the side. Oh, wow. So that's... I got to switch screens here. Hang on just a second. So those were all the jerseys I saw. Did you see that I had on there? Which one overall is your favorite? What do you got, Doozy?
I got that Scales one.
Yeah.
My hands down that way a little bit.
Yeah. I like that one.
I want to message him and tell him to put that font in white and send it to me.
Yeah. I like that one. I like the my favorite one is probably with some revisions. I think Spacely's black one is probably my favorite one. That was a cool jersey.
That one's pretty
with some revisions, but there's plenty of time, right? And so like some folks have heard kind of what we're, our thoughts on it, obviously. It'll be up to the fans. All we get to do is seed it. Here comes Spacely again. Let's see if he gets on. Spacely, can you hear us?
I'm feeling lonely up here.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Well, we can't see you, but we can hear you. So good enough.
Yeah.
What one was your favorite one, Spacely?
I think my favorite one is probably, like I said, again, with just a few minor touch-ups maybe, is that red with the yellow arrow going down the trim with the yellow font all together. I think that's probably my favorite. Just it's simple, it's clean. Could use a couple touch-ups just to make a little bit more pop with it. But other than that, it's simple and clean, and that fits the professional branding side of things, very well. So it's at least if that's not it, it's the tie between that and the white one with the red wavy pattern going down at the bottom of the jersey.
Yeah, I like that one too. I forgot about that one. There was a lot of good ones, way more good ones than we had a couple weeks ago when I sent out an angry Discord message saying, "Why do we only have 2 of these? Send me some more." I did have a question for you guys. I'm considering putting this to a fan vote. We saw everyone assume last names or name on the back.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple options we can go here. So I want to throw them out that we could think of. We could go traditional last name on the back. We could go like the Hoosiers and no name on the back, right? And it's just blank.
Mm-hmm.
Or we could allow the players to put whatever they want on the back for their name, nickname, whatever. What do you all think we should do?
You got to have something.
I think, yeah, you got to have something. But I think if we're going to do something, then we might as well put the player name on there. It's just a lot easier for not necessarily the viewer, but for the personnel, the game personnel, the commentary, the refs, yada, yada, So that's why I put it so big and bold basically on mine. Was thinking in hindsight for things along those lines, basically. Just trying to, make things a little bit simpler on their end because they're going to be coaches. They're going to be reffing freaking who knows how many hundreds of games possibly. I don't know the whole. I mean, seriously, I don't know what the heck their the reffing schedule looks like at all. So
yeah, but we all know numbers are for the refs. The refs only care about numbers. They don't care about names. I'm just saying.
I think it's straight last name.
Yeah.
I think you put Spacely on the back of all of them and let me ball. And I do want to. I wasn't on mic when I said this, but I think the chain jersey, it might not be our official game jersey for ours, but we could definitely try and make that like something for the Hoosier Cup. That's the one I would nominate for something like that. Give them like a little pendant type deal with it. Look pretty sweet. Why not? It's braggadocious. You won the Hoosier Cup, so why not, right? That's the way I see that part.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I like that. If we could figure out a way to use something like that, it's gonna be a hell of a fucking design to have together, but be fun.
That's bonus points for me if it's hard for Spacely to make it actually happen. Bonus points for me on the seating process.
Yeah, anything we could do to turn these 6-hour nights of sleep into 3, we're all for.
All right, well, we got just a little bit of no time here, but I want to get to the big news of the day. So I'm going to hit the graphic, and then we're going to talk about the big news of the day really quick. Boom, graphic cleared. We did it. All right, so big news of the day. We mentioned this last time. First fan meeting is coming in October. We set a date. It is the third. What do we say? Monday or Wednesday? Spacely. When do we normally have a meeting?
Isn't not 16th? I believe.
The what?
The 16th.
Yes.
So I believe it would be the
third Monday.
Third Monday.
Yeah,
Third Monday. October 16th is the first fan meeting in Discord in the channels that are only for our Patreon subscribers. Which means if you want to be eligible for that, you need to subscribe to Patreon, be a subscriber constantly from the end of this, by like July 31st through October 16th at the $10 level. Then you get to vote. We won't be voting on this, but we'll have a lot of other votes that are important, that I think are really important for the company going forward, more future-minded. I'm excited about that, but in order to get opportunity to vote, that's also where we're doing our first board seats. So if you want to run to be on the governing board, October 16th at 8 p.m. is the time to do it. So if you have any questions about that, let us know. But that's the big news of the day. And that's all we have today. Tuzi, thank you so much for joining us. It's been awesome to have you. Your opinions, super valuable. Hopefully some folks learned some things. And we have less bad jersey designs and some really good jersey designs with a few tweaks, right? Like a lot of them are really close. And so I'm excited about it. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for the logo, the inspiration for the team. We appreciate you so much. We're excited to have you in the community in the Discord.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah.
It was my first show day.
Yeah. And Spacely, whatever. I guess good you're here too.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. But be on the lookout, folks. A lot of stuff's gonna be happening really fast. We're gonna be throwing stuff out, starting, already starting right tonight with the stadium announcement and everything else. But we will be back next Friday to talk about some other stuff. So until next time, what's the sign off again, Spacely?
Be great, instigate, and remember,
be
we are
great,
the
instigate.
Ownership.
That's right. Thanks, everybody.
See you guys.